Hey everybody, it's the Critter Dude and welcome back to my channel. Or welcome to my channel if you're new here. And in today's video, I will be doing a unboxing video from Josh's Frogs. But first I want to talk about something. So this shipment was delayed. I believe I ordered last Monday, and today's the following Monday that I'm recording this video. But the shipment was supposed to be shipped on Tuesday of last week and arrive on Thursday of last week. But they didn't ship out until Wednesday, and then they should have been here Friday. But they got delayed until Monday. So hopefully they are alive and everything's okay. And they split my order into 2 boxes. The other box is off camera, but this box that's in front of the camera I believe should have my feeders in it, and then the other box should have the plants I ordered in it. So I'm actually going to open up the box with the plants in it first, so that I can see if they made it and are okay before I open up the crickets, because I'm going to have to unbox them and put them into their tub. So I'm going to do the plants first. Or I think this box has the plants and the other one has the crickets, but we will see when I get the box open. So I cut the tape off and got the box opened, so let's take a look. So it looks like they actually did the foam liner like they were supposed to this time. I did notice that they would put it on the invoice. It is free of charge. The heat pack and the, what is this thing called? The Ecotherm pack that they have, both were on the invoice, but they hadn't been putting it in. I'm not sure what that was about though, but this is a little cold, so hopefully they're okay. And actually this must have my crickets in it. Must have been wrong. So I'm going to get them out, and this is how the crickets come. I've been using Josh's Frogs for a while now, and usually I don't have any problems. They have an air vent which is kind of taped over a little bit, but here they are. And I will unbox this inside of a tub and see if they are alive here in a little bit after I open up the next box and see if the plants made it. And now for the second box. So I got the tape cut off and I'm going to open up the box. So this should be the plants. And there is an invoice in here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera, and I'll come back after I look at it, make sure everything is in the box. And also, I don't know, but I think there's some shipping information on there that I don't want on the video. So I'll be back. So I just looked at the invoice and it looks like everything came, but it does say that it did ship last Tuesday and was supposed to arrive Thursday. So they may have been in the box a little longer than I thought. Also, if anyone hasn't ordered from Josh and Frogs, they do give you a wine voucher thing. They give you a thank you slip. And in this one, they give you these cool care sheet things, these little care slips. This one's for the crickets. I guess they put them all in here. There's not any for the plants, I guess. So they just put the cricket one here with the invoice instead of in the box with the crickets, I guess is what they did. But it says some different things about the cricket care and temperatures and everything. And they also give you a thing for a flyer for this Harry's Shave Company. So they just started doing this not too long ago. And that's all the papers that come in there, besides the invoice, which I'm not going to be showing, but I am going to be looking at it off camera. Well, I'm behind the camera, but I'll be looking at it as I'm pulling stuff out so I can make sure everything is right. So I believe there is supposed to be 3 plants in here. They're nicely packed. And I will open up the plants here in just a minute. But there's a heat pack down in here. And since it's been in the box for so long, it's not really warm anymore. It's kind of cold and hard. But sometimes after you take it out of the box, it'll actually warm back up. I noticed with a few different companies online when I've ordered feeders, some of them don't use any, like they don't put any extra holes on the sides of the boxes, and that actually makes the heat packs shut off because they actually breathe. Also, the living things that are in the box need air too, but these heat packs, they have to be exposed to air or they just shut off. And so that's why sometimes when I've gotten shipments and then I pull the heat pack out and move it around and let it sit before I throw it away, it warms up. And I think it's just paper in the box. Okay, so I can move the box out of the way. Now I'm going to unbox the plants, or unpackage them. They seem to be taped in bubble wrap. I'm not sure if this is like a bag or it's just some bubble wrap like wrapped around them. Looks like just a piece of bubble wrap that's wrapped around them. They are kind of damp, which is good. They have had moisture in them. Now I'm going to open up the plants, and I will be looking at the packing slip to figure out which one's which, because 2 of them are similar and one's different. So there's 3 plants. This one should be the mother-in-law's tongue. It's a type of snake plant. I actually have a couple snake plants already, and I have one of them in my tree frog terrarium, which I set up in the last video, and it actually came from Josh's Frogs as well. But it was a little bigger, but it wasn't a mother-in-law's tongue snake plant. It was just a regular snake plant. This is a little bit different. And it does look to be alive and not damaged really, except for it does have this little thing missing, a little piece up there like the tips, but it's no big deal. And the next two plants are both, I'm not sure how to say the scientific name that's actually on the paper, but one of them is called a cream illusion and the other one is a mango illusion. They are both types of arrowhead philodendrons, so I'm going to see which one is which. So I think this one is one of them. This must be, I would guess this one's the mango, but I'm not sure. There's a root stuck in the paper. So this one doesn't look too bad. It looks healthy. And this is the last one. They do pack them pretty well in the paper. Now this one looks okay. I'm not too sure which one's which. I actually think this one's the mango, probably. This one's the cream, because this one's a little lighter than this one. But I can always double check on the website and see which is which, so I can correctly label them, because they do look pretty similar, but they all seem to come in one piece. I also plan to order some more plants in the future from Josh's Frogs. They have really cool plants and a large plant selection. And I'm starting to plant a lot of my reptile and amphibian enclosures. So these are good sized plants to plant inside of enclosures so that they can grow up in the enclosure and fill in the space and everything. So now I'm going to cut open the box with the crickets. And something I like about how they pack their crickets is that the way that their boxes are, they don't use like the box where you cut it open and like they all start jumping out. The flaps are actually different. So like when you open it up, there's these flaps, and then the crickets are under this flap. So I'm going to set the box down into a tub so I can open them up and see if they are alive, and I'll be back. So I'm back, and I got the crickets into a tub to see if they are alive, and here it goes. My guess is that they are all alive, but I could be wrong. They are dead. Unfortunately, they didn't make the trip. Well, there's a few alive, actually. They have even bigger heat pack in here. This heat pack is even bigger than the other one, and this one I believe is a, I think it said 60 hour, but it might actually be a 72 hour. And here's another thing. I've noticed with a few different companies I've used over the years for crickets and other feeders is that they put the heat packs in with the crickets, and I don't know if you can see, but this is why it's actually a bad idea, because there's actually a hole here and the crickets get inside of it sometimes, but also they just like chew on it, and I don't think it's a really good idea, because also it can crush the crickets. But I'll go ahead and set that down there. I'm not sure if they're all dead or just like dormant, because there are a couple live ones in here. They could be dormant. See, there's a live one right there. I do like that they ship with these jelly cube things. They must have died early on in the shipment because they didn't eat these jello cubes, which usually they are almost all gone. There's another cricket that's sitting there. Also, if anyone from Josh's Frogs is watching this video, I think you should start selling these cubes on your site in jars or bags, however you want to package them. But they seem like a good food and water all in one gel cube, and I'd like to buy them if you start selling them. So I do think they all are just dead. It looked to be dead. There is a few alive, but the majority of them did, unfortunately. Not make the trip. So now I will be reaching out to Josh's Frogs and sending them pictures of the dead crickets, and hopefully they will send me a replacement order of crickets. I don't think I'll have any issues with that, as they seem like a good company, and I've been using them for a while now, and I haven't had any problems. This is the first time I've had any problems with Josh's Frogs. And this plant right here, it does look a little rubbery on the top. I'm not sure what that's about, but I think it just needs to air out and to get some fresh air and get repotted, and I'm sure it'll come back. It might have just been because these were shipped in a damp paper towel and they were in the box for several days, and so that could have just caused that. Again, I will be reaching out to Josh's Frogs and see if I can get a replacement order of crickets, since the ones they sent didn't make it. But I think that about wraps up the video. I hope you liked watching me unbox these plants and crickets from Josh's Frogs, and to see how they did after being in the box for almost a week. And now, if you have any suggestions for any upcoming videos, if you could leave those down in the comments down below. Also, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, if you could also leave those down in the comments down below too. And don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Until next time, take care.